afternoon, good morning, and good night. It's the Mike Missanelli Show. The Eagles demolished the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, and I feel pretty good about it. But I gotta be honest with you, the Dallas Cowboys are a dreck franchise right now, and that quarterback couldn't beat like that team that played in Roadhouse on the beach. With Bodie and Keanu Reeves and Warchild and whoever was in that game, it was embarrassing to see that Dallas Cowboy team turn into as feeble a team as they are. I was like stunned, and to put a quarterback like that out there was pretty embarrassing. But I digress because I want to give the Eagles a lot of credit right now because they took care of their business, even though they started off really slow. They got it together, and they made it a rout. And now they have the big test coming up. Actually, 3 games in a row that should be a big test for them, starting with Thursday against the team that lost yesterday. So I don't know how this plays out. In any event, this is the Mike Missanelli Show. The gang's here. Bill Colarulo, Ray Dunn. And the first thing I read here is a headline that says, is it time to start looking at the Eagles as a legit title contender? Well, you've already pronounced that, Bill. So they have won 5 straight. Now, all of these with these wins have come against teams with a below 500 record. So this will be the ultimate test. So this is why when you said that they're legitimate title contenders, I go, oh, okay, but hold on a second. I got to believe that a little down the road. I thought they would get a test from Dallas. I really did. They usually have trouble down there winning games. I thought it would be a close game. It turned out not to be. So either the Eagles are that good or the Cowboys are that bad. And if they're that good, we shouldn't have a worry about the next 3 games. We should be soaring into the horizon with this momentum that they're a really good team and that they are a contender along with Detroit, the top 2 contenders in this conference. Bill, what say you after watching that game?
Well, it was a dominant performance, and I know there's some people who are reluctant to declare them as true contenders, even though you're right. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, because the old cliche, you can only play who's on your schedule. And the Philadelphia Eagles are dominating bad teams. When you're a good football team, you are supposed to dominate bad teams. They've dominated the Cowboys. They really dominated the Jaguars outside of a couple of bad decisions by Nick Sirianni that kept them in it. They dominated the Cincinnati Bengals. They dominated the New York Giants. And it's the way they're playing right now. It is true complementary football. We knew the offense was going to be good. We knew the offense had talent and skill. But what we didn't know coming into this season was how good this defense could be. We were hopeful that maybe the defense would be in the middle of the pack and the offense would be good enough to carry this team. This defense is unbelievable right now. And I get it, they haven't played great quarterbacks outside of Joe Burrow. But what they're doing looks sustainable. They're creating turnovers. They're holding tight in the red zone, not allowing teams to get touchdowns when they get down there. Zach Baun's all over the field. The rookies, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, these guys look like absolute studs. It's time for Eagles fans to be excited because not only is this team 7-2, you know they've only played 3 of their 9 games at Lincoln Financial Field. 3 of their 9 games. And since 2021, I'm going to give my man Nick Sirianni a little bit of love. Since 2021, there are only 2 teams in the NFL who have won 22 road games. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs and Nick Sirianni and the Philadelphia Eagles. List over. Road wins is a direct reflection of your head coach, and this Eagles team has done it better than anybody since Nick Sirianni's been at the helm.
Are we ready for the song? Let's play it. I mean, what the hell? Might as well.
My wife told me I'm not allowed to sing anymore. But after a blowout to the Cowboys,
it's okay. You can sing. You can sing. I know you're itching to. All right, so here's we're going to get into a lot of this, and we're going to, listen, they didn't look good early, to the point where people were just killing Hurts again on social media. And they'll never win with this guy. Blah, blah, blah. He fumbled, and he threw an interception in the end zone in reverse order. And he got sacked 5 times. He got pressured a lot. Got sacked 5 times. Fumbled out of one of those. But the drive before the half was key. And that seemed to really settle them to the point where they just dominated. And there was no way. Like, I'm looking at the game, and even as they're struggling, I'm going, this Dallas team can't score. With this quarterback, they can't. They're not going to score. That's the way it turned out to be. Against this defense, that inferior quarterback was not going to be able to make some magic. With those running backs, he wasn't going to be able to make some magic. He had like 2 guys on offense that he could really count on. And he was terrible. I mean, he was an embarrassment to the NFL, Cooper Rush.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
I mean,
he can't play.
He is a bona fide scrub. He's had some moments where he's looked okay. He looked like he was shaking. From the first series of that game, he went, whoa, 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 whoa. And that was the end of that.
What does it say about Trey Lance? Like, how bad is Trey Lance that he can't get on the field over Cooper Rush? Because Cooper Rush doesn't look like he belonged in the NFL yesterday.
No, he doesn't. And you remember all the stiffs that they threw in there. Like I said, well, you call for Ben DiNucci. Get him back in there.
Right?
Let him play. Because he at least looked better than Cooper Rush. But I don't want to take any starch away from the Eagles. They did a great job yesterday putting away a team that really is disintegrating. And like I was saying, like, you can't have that coach go back in that locker room. After a performance like that, they're dead. The quarterback's going to have surgery. How do you stay with that coach the way this team has fallen apart?
They can't. I don't know if they'll stay with him the rest of the season.
Well, Jerry Jones said they're going to stay with him the rest of the season. I don't understand why they would, because after a game like that, there's nothing that coach can say that's going to make them want to play. That's why you got to just change it up.
Yeah, they're done. They're done at 3-6, and now Dak Prescott's getting a second opinion today, but his season's most likely over. So Cowboys are going to just bag this season, I'm sure. But you made a great point earlier. You said it was that drive right before the second half. After Hurts fumbles the ball inside his own 10-yard line, it's a 7-3 game. Yeah. Defense comes out. They hold them to
field goal.
1 yard.
Yeah.
Right? 1 yard.
Yeah, which is like, that tells you all you need to know about the Dallas Cowboys.
It does. But at that point now, you have a 7-6 game. Hurts has now fumbled the ball. He threw the red zone interception. They come out. They go on a 7-play, 84-yard drive at the end of the half to score a touchdown to go up 14-6. And then they come out after halftime, Mike, and they outgained the Cowboys in the third quarter 116-3. And they turned that 7-6 game into a 31-6 game.
What was the big play in that drive? The one I've been calling for, which they should run 10 times a game.
What's that?
It was the slant to
AJ?
AJ.
It's unstoppable.
35 it goes for. They used it once.
But I didn't love the way Hurts was playing early, and I don't want to give the guy an excuse, but I don't think this is an excuse. It's just reality. How much do you think that sun that shines through that window was affecting his vision? It seemed like he wasn't seeing the field clearly. He was holding the ball a little bit too long. He gets sacked 5 times. I saw some pictures on social media. It looks ridiculous. You got $1 billion stadium or whatever the hell they paid for that stadium, AT&T Stadium, and you have a blind spot?
I never noticed that at that stadium before, but it probably had some effect. It probably had an effect on Cooper Rush when he had CeeDee Lamb wide open in the end zone and probably didn't see him because of the glare. But, yeah, listen, Hurts tried to throw a long ball in that game. It was feeble.
Oh, to Devontae.
Yeah, that was a feeble
throw. It was a weird, bad throw. He had him,
it really
too.
was. That should have been a touchdown. All right, so I don't know how people feel about this team right now, because that game was so non-competitive that I don't know if the fan base of the Eagles gained any wisdom.
I think they did.
All right. Well, we're going to see.
I don't know.
We're going to see today, because I wasn't really noticing that during the course of a game. It was like, oh my God, this team they're playing is just a shell of what an NFL team should be. Like, they weren't even. I don't know. Maybe it was embarrassing to watch Dallas.
It was, and I know we're talking about some of the opponents they've had during this 5-game winning streak. But when I say they're dominating, the Eagles' defense has been number one since the bye.
It's been good.
Number one in almost every category.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I said that quarterback wasn't going to score against that defense because that defense is playing that good. All right, so we'll kick it around today. We'll go over the course of the game. We'll have Tony Romo talk about who the Super Bowl contenders are, and you might be, interested in that. We have Al Michaels on today, the legend.
I'm looking forward to that.
Al Michaels at 12:15. He'll be in town in the next couple of days because the Thursday night game is the big one on Amazon. Commanders at the Eagles. Al will be doing the game. We'll talk to him about that game and in general, his career. So here's how you get in. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It is the Mike Missanelli Show. Your calls after this.
Now is the time to become...